All right, guys. Hello. I can't stay that long because I got a whole bunch of stuff to do. A whole bunch preparing for this full moon and this big, huge shift that we are going through. So I can't really stay long. But I wanted to come and give you guys some clarity, okay? When it comes to having bad family. Um, and I think that right now there's a lot of blame shifting that's happening right now. It's a lot of it. And, if you have a spiritually misguided family, okay, if you have that going on, it is definitely going to make things harder for you. And people in the world should not take advantage of you because of that, but there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. And there's a lot of people that, while even though they may have that same issue, or maybe they may not, I can't imagine a person having family problems, taking advantage of you having family problems. I would question that because typically people will be very empathic. But people do whatever they have to do when they are in their lower selves, and they really don't have their creativity in order. So people will do all kind of desperate things, take advantage of people who they know have family issues, okay? And so, the one thing that we can all agree on is that no matter what, family is important. And if your family members are not on point, if they are not on point and they are not respecting you and they are not respecting what you want to do, as long as you're on the correct path and you're okay, um then it's a good idea to separate yourself. Now, if family members take it further, which would be spiritual work, hiring witches against you, learning the craft and using it against you, try to harm you, or either stalking you in social media, that is where you have to draw the line, and you have to get serious about understanding the problems that these people can cause. And guys, I am looking for my graveyard dirt. I don't know why I can't find my graveyard dirt all of a sudden. What the heck I do with it? I'm gonna have to search high and low for that because I need it right now. Um, for some work that I'm doing. So if I appear to be kind of um distant, where, like, I'm not all the way here, then that's why, because I'm looking for my graveyard dirt. Um, Family that turns their back on you, unless it's your mother, unless it's your mother, and I think it depends on what she did and what her explanation was, why it happened, you know. But I think also in some cases you do have to cut ties and you have to banish, bind your own mothers sometimes, okay? Because they may not be doing the right thing. They could be possessed. They could be trying to control you. They could be trying to, dominate you, or just being overbearing. Okay, but I think in particular when it comes to bad males in your family, especially your father. So a lot of you guys may have a brother, even some of you men, but especially this affects women for some reason in this carnation. We have a lot, and I do mean a lot, of sissified men that are competing with women. It's the dumbest thing ever. It is nothing more attractive or just noble as a man that knows the value of not competing with women. And there is a difference. They claim that it's direction, but it's competition. So a lot of y'all have males in your family, including sometimes your father, that is competing with you. Okay, we spoke about the Jezebel spirit earlier for 2 hours, and a lot of you guys are wondering what the hell is wrong. Spirit keeps telling you all signs are pointing to what is happening. Everybody always wants to assume that fathers are these perfect people and that they're just trying to do what's best, but they're not always trying to do that. Um, you know, if you are, if you come from a bad father, okay, a bad father that has no respect for women, you need to look at how he treated your mother, not whether or not he stayed with her. No, sometimes people break up. I'm talking about how he treated your mother. How did he regard women? Okay. And if your father hates women or has a problem, especially if he has a problem with your mother, you never know what he up to. Okay. And it may not be your father. I know that for me, it's my father. That's one of the main reasons why I have old people stalking me in social media is because my father is a piece of garbage. Okay. So, honestly, this is something I've been knowing for years. For some of you guys, it might be your uncle. It could be your father and your uncle. It could be your brother. It could be your cousin. We are seeing this happen for some reason. This life is very karmic. Most of you that have past lives are experiencing several different lifetimes at once, and it can be very difficult to manage. Okay. Oh, I found it. Yay, I found my graveyard dirt. So, and they get scared because, they do deserve to die for some of the stuff that they've done to you. Can you imagine if you grew up in a place and, you've been set up to where there's been times you may have been raped, you may have been robbed, and your father is the one that is like directing and responsible for that? Like, honestly, I think that, it's obvious. I think it's obvious. And then, especially as you get older and you're able to make your own decisions and you've got these agents of your father, because, people think, oh, well, her father said that she should be punished or we should do this. And, it's sick. It's sick. And, if you can't trust your father today or yesterday, you can't never trust your father. Now, your mother, on the other hand, a lot of y'all are dealing with bad mothers. Fathers use and play women against each other. So that could possibly be why your mother is so messed up, because your father destroyed her. But, the expectations that we set for our mothers are very high. So if you say, hey, I'm going to go no contact with you and I'm going to protect myself, that's your choice. Okay. Now, if you had something like that going on to where you had a crazy, deranged lunatic of a father, and, your mother, she may have done the best that she could, but she ended up at some point possessed by your father, like under some kind of weird possession, is what a lot of people have described it to me as. And that's exactly what it is. And if your mother passes away or something, that's a time when there's going to be a lot of clarity and forgiveness, usually. Okay. But, at that time where she's in her flesh and she's sort of working as an agent, the way a lot of people look at it is like, a lot of you guys, you'll move into these apartments, you'll relocate, family members are paying witches, family members are stalking and harassing you, talking about you behind your back, making up lies, going to church, telling pastor, got everybody thinking that something is wrong when it's nothing wrong, creating these 911 emergencies for nothing. Listen, if you have any family member, and it doesn't have to be everybody, don't lump everybody together because it's not everybody. certain people that have groups, there's cliques within your family. This is considered to be fake family. It's as simple as that. They're fake family. Okay. And it could be many different reasons. It could be um that your father or your mother was an enemy in a past life, and they end up living in that, and no matter what you do, no matter what you accomplish, it's not good enough. Or they, or this is one of the biggest ones. This is one of the biggest ones that I can't stand. When it's like they're like a gang stalking coalition, like they're on the phone with each other all day and they're talking about you. It's weird, it's bizarre. That's a fake karmic family. Okay. And you don't have to kill them, right? I mean, if you end up killing these people, that's a failure, because then whatever entity or whatever fate that they have is going to now affect you and your life, because you can't go to court and say, Your Honor, my family member was praying against me at the church, and I've had nothing but struggle in my life. I have a sick father or a sick uncle that has a weird sexual obsession with me, to where the sexual obsession goes so deeply to where my father or my uncle or my stepfather is so controlling that they are destroying my mind, destroying my body, destroying my spirit, constantly placing people under possession, causing constant problem. You can't go to court and explain that to a judge as a defense. You can't do it. So spiritual work is always going to be the best thing. Now, to stop it completely, I do believe that spirit is ready to end it. It's sick. Nobody wants to see it anymore. People are tired of these perverted copies of people, these strange paradigms and paradoxes that are being created by certain people. So, for example, and you got to know a person. You have to know what you're dealing with here. There is people that can create an entire um scenario, an entire Truman show almost. Your father or your mother can do that, and it can affect your life. And they know they're doing it. They've been out in the open doing it, so they can't deny it, right? And so we are going through a major shift to where they can't use the Bible and Bible verses to justify what they're doing. They're going to have to face it. They're going to have to face the music. So a lot of y'all will have these perverted family members, whether or not it's sexual or non-sexual. Sometimes your father not liking the people that you date can grow into a monster, to the point where things are being put into place to totally destroy every man that comes into your life, because your father is a psychopath. Does that mean that psychopaths have spiritual gifts? They have psychic powers. They have social influence. A lot of y'all are merely being affected by a social influence, which is really false. Social influence is false when it comes to magic, because it doesn't matter who the hell likes you or not likes you. Doesn't matter. You still have the right to prosper and to flourish. Fuck them all. Those are fake family members. Fuck them. Don't even go to their funeral. Don't even do that. Don't do it. Just stay the hell away from them. Quit talking to them. You have to separate yourself from people that want to do you wrong, and especially if it's family. Family has a lot of power until you take your power back from them. Okay. You have to ask yourself, if you're going through certain things, is this normal for this and that to be happening? Blessed be. Is it normal for, and people will do things to you and they'll justify it just because your family directed it. But and I've had people do that to me. I've had people be ops for family members. I've dealt with ops of my father. Me and my father have a horrible relationship. He doesn't think I can see everything that he's doing, but I can see it. Yeah. So I mean, what else can you do? You still have to survive. And let's keep it a buck. If you are consistently, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that y'all don't know about spirituality and about the occult. It's called sacrifices, blood or spiritual sacrifices. Do you understand me? Okay. So for example, your father could decide he don't give a fuck about you or your mama. Fuck both of y'all. It was a mistake. And now he trying to talk to some damn demon or God to try to sacrifice you. Or he may go to one of these Freemasonic lodges or something, or he may go to a coven, or he may just go to church and make up a bunch of lies about you. Try to make it seem like you're possessed or something. And, they use all different types of tactics when in reality, you're just trying to survive. You're trying to survive. You're trying to be happy. You're trying to live your life. You don't want anything to do with that, but they're constantly doing things, constantly. They're disgusting. Handle it and take care of your business. Don't ever bow down to a disgusting family member that ain't about shit, even if it's your father. All that weird goofy stuff, especially if you a grown person, childish things, because they don't want you to have any. It's abuse. It's called abuse. Especially a lot of y'all that are single. Every adult needs some kind of sexual stimulation at some point. Every adult, every child, I'm talking about love stimulation, not sex right now. Okay? Right now. Every person needs love and stimulation. Somebody trying to like literally make the whole world hate you, or somebody following behind you trying to destroy your love life. And a lot of you guys complain about your parents doing that. Guess what? Somebody trying to take love out of your life does not love you. And that is abuse. They are abusive. That is disgusting. They want you to die. They want you to probably die of a heart attack or a stroke because you don't have that stimulation. And it probably mirrors when you was a baby, because your mama was watching your father's interaction with you when you were a baby, and your father probably didn't give you much stimulation, probably didn't hug you, probably didn't kiss you, probably didn't even want to change your diapers. And they mirror that. If there's a Here's the thing about your father or either your parents, okay, or both, either or. If they had certain things that was wrong with them when you were a baby that they don't get addressed, imagine how it's going to be 20, 30, 40 years later. Those things are still going to come back and manifest. Yeah, it's not normal. It isn't. It's not normal. Even the stalking that I've dealt with, it's not normal. It's personal. It's very, very personal and deep. And I've already told y'all, I always expose my father every single time. Every single time I expose him. Okay, so I'm not going to get into detail about that because I got that situation. I already know how to deal with my father. I already know how to deal with his flying monkeys. Okay, so a lot of y'all probably wondering, like, God damn, what the fuck? What's going on? Why is it? It's my father. He can't affect my client cases though. He can't affect nothing. All he can do is get these people to make a complete fool out of themselves. Because predatory behavior doesn't always have to be sexual or even physical violence. Predatorial behavior can be bondage and trying to control somebody, and as if I ever deserve to just be locked in a cave away from the world forever and ever. It's sick, it's disgusting. He's affected every single male relationship that I've been in, including my children. But that is something that I fixed immediately. So, y'all got to understand what it is and what it do. And I already know that after this, trust me, he's pathological. He's gonna send one of his stupid agents. Trust me. They're gonna go live on here as if it matters because God is already judging my father and them too. And them too. Okay. So he'll send somebody to go live and to try to body shame me or something, to try to make me feel like I'm an alien or that nobody should love me. And it's really because of anger behind my mother, walking out of a walking out on a crack addict, somebody that was smoking crack through her house. Okay. There's a lot of different rituals you can do for them. Like I think one EQL had brought up one day. She was saying, it's a lot of different ways to deal with them. It's a lot of different ways to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? So, it's every child deserves a parent, but every parent does not deserve a child, and that is the truth. And yeah, you can feel lucky because they didn't hit you upside the head when you was a baby with a sledgehammer and kill you. But if they want you to walk through life a vagabond, literally they're cursing their own children and they're not taking any responsibility. Sometimes look at the flowers in the attic. And no parent can actually blame somebody else for what they did to their child. You're the parent. I don't care what kind of excuse you make. You can say it's the Jezebel spirit. You can say, oh, well, they turned me again. Hey, you supposed to be daddy. Daddy's supposed to be on point. Daddy, uh-huh. Daddy is supposed to be on point. Daddy ain't supposed to be allowing stuff like that to happen to his children. Okay? Hey, Shamika. Okay, sometimes it's best for your father to just have not been in your life. They did you a favor by walking out and never co-parenting and never seeing that person again because you never know what kind of person your father was. Okay, so especially when your father betrays you in that way, when they are sitting at the hub of a bunch of gang stalkers and directing them and trying to make you feel like a piece of crap. Your father may have molested you as a child. That your father is disgusting. If you were to ever reveal that publicly or tell on him and he decided, oh, instead of me taking responsibility or either getting some help, I'm going to send a bunch of agents to attack you and really try to mess up your head by getting a man that you love to attack you. He's, this is obvious. And all of those people that placated that monster of a person, they all have negative karma coming to them. But in the meantime, the damage that they've done, you have to fix your life. You can't just sit there and go, God, please. God is already forsaken you. And you know what God is saying? God is saying, hey, you got the power. I gave it to you. Use it. That's what God is saying to you. I forsake you because guess what? You're the chosen. Do it. Do what you know you got to do. You gonna make it. I'm God. I'm speaking to you. Yes, I have forsaken you. Are you gonna rise? Are you gonna rise from the ashes or nah? What you gonna do? Because the last time I checked, God was a magician. And God will give you the knowledge. God will give you the knowledge because he gave your parents or whoever free will to do stupid shit. So it's not that God is abandoning you, but you just have to understand what it is and what and where you're actually at. You are on planet of Earth. You are on planet Earth. This earth is filled with magic and wonders. You are dealing literally with about 1,000 wonders of this planet Earth. And God is saying, pick one, pick two, pick three. Because really, in reality, it's God. God himself don't need God himself or herself. Don't really have to answer to you. You have to be the reflection of God and use the power that God gave you. Now, your flesh and blood, okay, but you can definitely harness your God powers. But you know what I'm saying? You are the hands of God's own fortune, which is you. Now, you're not trying to be God over everybody else. That's where these people are making a mistake. They want to rule the world and try to run you. And it's sick. But at the end of the day, you have the right to navigate your life and create your life the way that you want it. Okay. So, all of that crap, childish crap, you grown now. It's time to grow up and keep it moving and move forward, especially if you have children. Because usually, if you have a messed up father, they don't give a damn about your kids either. They'll say the hell with you and your kids. I don't want nothing to do with you. I'd rather sit back and laugh at you with the rest of them because I'm a sick person. And that's exactly what a lot of your parents are doing. They kicking it with your parents are kicking it with the enemy. So if your parents are kicking it with your enemy, why you think you gonna have some damn friends? Your friends is looking at your parents. It's very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing, but it is what it is. Okay, do your spiritual work because your parent will be your worst enemy. Sitting up here saying, "Oh, you know that witchcraft is the devil." You're the devil. You're the devil. Witchcraft is not the devil. Witchcraft is my freedom. It's my power. You're the devil. And I refuse to allow you to possess me anymore and the people in my life. Because if your father says, treat her like shit, throw her under the bus, she's a piece of shit, people are followers. And it's very difficult to come to a place of forgiveness for those people. But they're definitely being directed by your father or either your mother. They are. By the words, by the language. Oh, yeah, oh, she's stupid and crazy. Oh, yeah. Because sometimes your parents are competing with you. Sometimes your parents are trying to eat you, feed off of you. Sometimes your parents are just abusive pieces of dog shit. It is what it is. Don't let that mess with your self-esteem or self-worth. Because at the end of the day, you have your divine parents. You have your angels, obviously. You have your angels, you have your guardians, and those are called karmic parents. Fuck them. Let them eat cake. It is what it is. Everybody would love to have a perfect life. Oh, I just love to have a perfect life where my parents were perfect and everything was perfect. Hey, it ain't going to be like that all the time. Look around you. There's parents that are putting their kids in the oven in the goddamn microwave. And it's sad, but it's true. So, as long as you have love in your heart, then you are always going to be all right. Don't let them mess you up. Stop being in their same energy. Now, there's an energy shift, there's a reality shift that's happening that they're trying to stop. Okay. You're welcome, Dream Sister. You're welcome. And we started feeling it yesterday. So I'm not really this full moon. I'm only doing my current clients as far as because we are doing some work that's very, very top secret that I'm not even going to be discussing here. No, it is not death, magic, murder, kill these people. You know, it's not, but it's deeper than that. So, but this full moon is very, very powerful. That June moon, oh wow. I was born during this month actually. My birthday is coming up on the 23rd. Okay. So, and technically your parents do have a responsibility. They had a responsibility when you were a child, and they may have taken care of you as a child, but they still didn't have the right to say, oh, well, you owe me your life. See, that's called possession, narcissism, some kind of evil, diabolical, malevolent spirit. Okay. And, when it comes to Hollywood and when it comes to movies, so these movies are not creating it in your mind. It's already happening, but it's kind of like confirmation. One of the movies that is pivotal in that is the and I'm gonna watch it tonight with some popcorn. Is the Insidious chapters. Those go into the possession of the father. Yes, there are sometimes the father does go into possession. I have seen men just recently, you know, a man that I had just got out the bed with recently, totally possessed. Somebody else, I guess, was benefiting from that possession, but it's gonna kill him. He said, limbs are gonna start falling off. Cancer will set into the bowels and the stomach for people like that. Okay. And your father or somebody may either, though, all those men, if they're too far gone to where they don't want to accept the help, what the hell can you do? Because they know they ain't right. Listen, they not right. They are not being righteous. But yet their foundation of the reason why they're doing what the hell they're doing is the Bible and religion. And you a witch and you ain't no damn good, but they worse than a witch. Everything that they're doing, I think the Bible only has like a couple of verses on witches, and it don't speak no more on us soothsayers and what do they call us, cunning folk. But it does speak to everything, every inch of the Bible that God speaks of sin. They've committed all of them, but they want to rest on, oh well, you're a well. Let me tell you something. Okay. So if they're going to go by that, which that's not my religion. Okay. Then there is the fathers that are trying to force this religion on you. There's a whole system set up, which is called the left hand path for you to get out of that because it's okay. Hell, if your father was Christian and he was a good man and he made sure that you had a good upbringing, that you didn't get raped and he didn't set you up to be raped and he wasn't being a weirdo following you around, with a damn walkie talkie or either a cell phone. And remember, they used to have them damn. Remember when they used to have beepers and stuff? Going around. I want my daughter to get raped. Ooh, that's gonna turn me on. Just the thought. I want her to come. I want my daughter to get raped so she can come and tell me the details of her getting raped, so that it'll make me want to make love to somebody. They sick. Okay. So all of that they did it, right? They did. Because if your father was actually a good man, hardly nothing would happen to you. You'd be safe, you'd be protected, wouldn't you? But a bunch of horrible shit happened to you, didn't it? And your father sitting up there. Well, why did you go out wearing that short skirt? And why did you go to that party? And he knew exactly where you was going to be at. And he just so happened didn't have an intuition to stop by and see how you was doing. So if your father was a good Christian man, really, and he actually protected you and took care of you and made sure that you were taken care of and secure and had security and stability your entire life, then that's different. Otherwise, he gonna be dealt with, and you got to make sure that that you standing in your power. Yeah, you did that to throw off my finances to get me fired from my job. And now the landlord is threatening eviction on me and I'm in a bind. I'm in a bind and these sick men who claim that they are our fathers think it's funny, but you know what? You going to make it do what it do. And that's why you got to come and be with the witches because we are the ones that are going to carry you like the chariot while they abandon you looking stupid running off, with either a man, they either running off with a man or either some other woman or some, or either they doing all kind of disgusting stuff because they stupid and they retarded at the moment. So you got to be a strong woman, right? All of y'all that are in a bind right now because of a man, all of y'all, all of y'all welcome to come see me also. Every last one of y'all. Okay, because and the thing of it is about it is that they are going to be upset. They are going to be upset when this, as the saying goes, when you tell the truth, you shame the devil. So they are going to be upset. Who cares? They probably going to try to counter this, but they can't argue with God. They can't argue with the truth. And it's been a war going on in social media about all these fake people doing and saying fake people. In the meantime, all of y'all are being subjugated and you're being lied to about the craft and about magic and what actually happens when you actually do learn magic and you learn the craft and you learn how to be a kitchen witch and you learn these things. They don't want you to know the truth. Okay. So I gotta go. I'm sorry I had to condense this real quickly because I have a lot of stuff to do. Especially being that my birthday is coming up. It's a lot happening. That I'm not gonna speak about my secret spiritual stuff, but what I can tell you is that we are always going to come out on top over at Divine Services in care of the Divine Mommy, straight up and down. And this over here is always the winning team. If you want to think of it as competition, win or lose, we always win these disgusting battles that are unnecessary. Because when you made the progression, they tried to make you digress. So, now that I'm going to be single for a little while, to be determined how long I'm going to be single, I'm going to put myself into my work. I'm gonna focus on my clients, my students, and we just gonna we are gonna make sure that we know exactly where them chips are gonna fall. They're playing a game of chance. You're not. You're doing something. You are involving yourself in something that is absolute, just like absolute vodka, and you ain't gotta worry. See, they worry. They worried, even though they trying to pretend they not worried. Oh, they got a reason to be worried too. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. I think today is Thursday. Hell yeah, today's Thursday. And y'all have a good one. Okay. I'm over here getting work done. At the end of the day, only God has the last word. Blessings, guys. Bye bye.